So how does it work in my favor? Now, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and they're always talking about the frustrations that they have and the sort of experience that they have in their stuttering in a negative way. And just recently, I think yesterday, early on in the day, in the morning, I saw a video of a slightly older man, and he was talking about how stuttering has helped him, and how it's part of him, who his nature, his personality. So if he had the ability to get rid of his stutter, or some like if he was younger and he could magically remove it, he would never do that because it's who he is. He believes who he is. And how does it help somebody? What I would say through my experiences is that it makes you much more calm and collected. It makes you much more patient, because sometimes you want to say something and you can't say it, and you just got to accept that you can't say it. It makes you much more quiet and much more silent. And usually, if somebody is talking less, they're listening more. So you are much more. You reflect on a lot more. So it does make you much more well thought out person, I believe. And you have like a sense of empathy towards people's pain, that maybe some people do not have that insight and that edge. You have a little edge over other people in appreciating somebody else's pain, because you go through it day in day out. So I do feel that there are benefits to it. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody else, definitely not. And if I've not had children as of yet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He chooses to bless me with them, if any of my children were to have stuttering, or were to struggle with any kind of speech impediment, and I felt that maybe it's through me that they got it, because it's not on my wife's side, and it's no, even in my own family, there's only a handful of people that have it, far distant cousins. I think my first cousin in Bradford has it, but there's not much interactions with them, in the sense that they're in a different city and we're here. So growing up was very difficult. So if one of my children had it, I wouldn't know many people that also have it, and it would be very difficult to see my child struggle. And this is something that I want to speak about as well, that I'm 29 years old, and I'm just learning about it. I'm still learning about it now. There's certain things about stuttering, like certain organizations worldwide, or the fact that there's no cure for it. That is something that would be very frustrating, and it obviously was very frustrating for me. But to see my child go through it and not being able to help him, or like there's a certain speech, stuttering awareness day, stuttering awareness week that I wasn't aware of. Maybe these are recent sort of organizations and things that people are beginning to put together, but I was not made aware of that when I was younger. And another thing is that, in our culture, in the Pakistani culture, parents kind of deny the child that doesn't have any problems. Maybe they feel it's a weakness and they don't want to kind of draw more attention to it. But fine, there's a weakness, and you shouldn't make the child feel weak and down because of it. But you should cure it. You shouldn't turn a blind eye to it and say, and try to control it. Try to control their child's speech. I've often seen parents, if the child is struggling, they say, "Stop. Now think. Now breathe." And it's like, you're controlling my speech, and I'm already struggling, and that child would not want to speak again, because every time he speaks, he's scrutinized and told how to speak. So you really need to give the child their space in speech, and that's regardless of whether they stutter or not. For the child's confidence and for his growth and his development, you just need to give them their space. That's what I would say.